So welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is a beautiful fall day here in Pennsylvania. I'm down here cutting some firewood, but I got to take a break and go visit with my buddy Wild Bill because he captured Bigfoot and we're going to go get him. All right, just hopped in the truck and hooked up to the dump trailer. We're headed over to Wild Bill's. There he is, Bigfoot.
Oh my.
So I mentioned in the video the other day, we're getting a flagpole for in front of the building there. I don't know if you saw, Bill, I left a little piece of concrete out there.
Yeah, I caught that.
And I got a 30-foot bronze flagpole. Well, we wanted something else to put in front of it, and Bill and I were talking. And if you don't remember Bill, this is Bill. Tell him a little bit about your business, Bill.
I'm chainsaw carver about 15 years. I'm out here in half hour north of Pittsburgh, so we carve our butts off at this place, make anything, everything, crazy stuff for businesses. But you know, Sasquatches are kind of a big deal around here.
Yeah, they're pretty popular, huh? You make a lot of these.
Oh yeah, yeah. I happened to catch this one though. I was out snipe hunting. And,
yeah.
You know, I snagged him right off there. You know, he gets caught in the daylight, he turns into a piece of wood.
So, as you can see, we had an idea of putting a sign on them there. Play will point to the game room, work will point to the shop, and then we could even switch that sign out. You know, Merry Christmas,
Happy New Year,
seasonal stuff, or
Halloween's a good one. Yeah. We've done that lots of times. You know, if you're in Western Pennsylvania, you got to have a Steeler sign.
Yeah, Steeler sign. Yeah. So what's that made out of? White pine?
Yeah, all white pine. And that log probably started out, I would say, around 26 inches or so. Yeah. And about 6 foot tall. You know, which makes a nice size. People can handle it, then get it in your car.
What do you think that weighs? About 250?
Oh yeah. I was gonna say carvings tend to be like people weight, so that's a good way of doing it. Now, something your audience would probably be interested in. A piece of wood loses like 40% of its weight and actually shrinks 18%. So it's like a bunch of straws going through there vertically, and as it dries, and you know what it's about with your sawmill, you cut it off and it's like, oh my God, and then wait 6 weeks and wow, that's a little lighter, and 6 months, it's like, whoa, it's not the same piece of wood, So,
right.
But that's a good thing to remember.
And so how many different saws did you use on that?
A lot of different saws actually. Great big one. I got the 500i there, right? So that's a quick way to get started with some things, and that gets. And I tell you what, I got that lightweight bar on there. I don't know if I let you. Did you have a lightweight bar in yours? Yeah. So I got 36.
No, I have a lightweight on my 400, not the 500.
Okay, so this thing has a 3-foot bar on it, with the lightweight steel bar on it, and it's balanced really nice. So you don't notice that you think, oh, that 3-foot bar is going to be tight, but it really balanced really nice. So that's a nice way to kind of jump on these and start it. And I don't use that unless we're doing big stuff like that. And I use it to rip all the time. I think the first time you were here, I used a great big 3120 Husky made, and that sucker's so heavy, where this thing, it don't bother you. And the older I get, I'm looking for lighter weight and more power. And then usually jump down to something with like a 20 or 24-inch bar on it, and I have smaller radius tip on mine. I use those Cannon bars from Canada and that kind of thing. And then down to the little dime tip bar or whatever.
Grab that little steel you got there.
Yep.
All right, so what do you got there?
So I got a little 194. I have, I think, 5 of these from the 192s. I mean, I still have back when they were a 192. They went to a 193. This is a 194. And this has a computer in it, and you can adjust the carburetor. And that's what I like. So these little saws, they're inexpensive saws. So, as the temperature changes, you might have to adjust it, which is nice to be able to adjust your carburetor. There's a lot of guys that don't want a computerized saw because they don't want to have to take it to the store. They want to fix it themselves, and they want to be able to adjust their carburetors. I know a few tree guys like that. Me personally, I have both. I'm right down the pike on the 50/50.
But that has both the computer and you can adjust the carburetor.
So that's what's nice about it. Like, so the Huskies I got, if they go, you got to take it to the store. I'm noticing
the more I come out here, the more steels I'm seeing.
I know, we're about the same. I'm equal opportunity.
For a while there, it was the other way.
It was. So we're about the same. I know you're a big steel guy, so it's all good. And honestly, I did a little wheel and deal with the saw shop guy. He got a Sasquatch too, only his is holding out,
Yeah.
And I use Mike's as bait, so that's how I got that deal. But That is nice, because like I said, and no one makes a really a good little saw, except I think like steels feel really nice. I went to the Paul Bunyan show that you were at,
yeah,
and you know, went and talked to all the sales reps, and you know, they're all made in Japan, and they're not liking them that much, and they have like a little better, but I need a rear handle. If you try carving with a top handle, it's really hard on your hands and your arms, and you would think it wouldn't matter, but it really it does. So I like it. Like I said, I think of 5 of these that we got running, plus some I just keep around for parts, and I've had them for years and years and years.
That's what we were talking about earlier. You know, those saws and the little top handles, those guys, they climb and make 2-3 cuts, they shut them off, climb up another, you know, or climb down some more, shut them off. You're running those things.
Sitting there, hours and hours walking around a little circle, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that put a lot of hours on them. And, you know, I use that VP racing fuel, you know, and I cut it with ethanol free usually, 89. So I'm running like 100 octane, and it tries to keep the heat down. And I carved some bears for a guy that raced drag cars, and he really is the one that got me turned on to the racing fuel and keeping the heat off of everything.
Right.
And I think that's how I got so many hours on them saws. I'm not saying they're great. I'm just saying I still use them. I mean, they're old and they've been sitting there. So, you know, sometimes you get hot and you got to put them down. That's why I have a whole pile all the same. You know, I'm running them older ones, and they start, if I really start loading on them, they'll cough and spit a little bit, and I'll put them down or whatever. But geez, oh man, I've had them for years and put tons and tons and tons of hours on them. So, you know, can't complain about that. But this saw, it's got a good bit of power. I'll let you run it when you got here.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to tell my little trick, or do you want to skip that or what?
Tell them what you did there.
So before I even, you know, started this saw up, I yanked the muffler off it. Of course, I threw the spark arrestor thing away, right? We're not in California, so we're good.
It's hard to start a fire here.
Yeah, it is kind of here. Yeah, it's wet every day and cloudy, right? So did that, and I think you can take, it's like 80% of the size that's in your head out of the muffler. So when you first open this up, you're going to look right where it attaches the head, and there's going to be, I don't know, around 6 holes in there. I kind of expanded all those pretty big because that's the first thing out of the head. So it has to force through those 6 little holes, and they're maybe 3/16. They're pretty small. So I opened that all up. Then I got rid of the spark arrestor. I also took a grinder to where that screen was, and there's room to open that all up right there, just a little bit, but I take anything I can get. Then can you see that? I popped a little hole right in the exhaust right there too, to let some more out. And what that kind of does, I think it lets it run a little cooler. And a little saw like this, you'd think, oh, that's going to be loud. Well, it's not. It's pretty quiet. It doesn't make that much noise difference whatsoever.
Fire it up one time.
Yeah, it's not bad. Guess I should choke it. That's not bad.
Now, what bar's on that?
So this is a carbon bar. It's brand new. It's another Cannon bar. It's a 12-inch. It's called a dime tip because the tip's about the size of a dime. And we use the bejesus out of them, but I really, this is a really good bar. I mean, I put hours and hours on them, and you really don't want to wear them down very much. I don't have to buy them every 5 minutes or anything, but in a cheaper bar you do, because we're on the tip all the time. So, you know, that mushroom's out a little bit, so you kind of got to grind that off a little bit. I really don't have to squeeze it back together, but other than that, a little bit grinding off, and I flip it back and forth pretty regularly, you know what I mean? Yeah. But right now you can't even get the stinking things. So I've ordered a bar early spring, March. Nope. Nah,
can't
don't get nothing. Yep,
you can't get anything.
Yep, I got it for that 500i is what I got. I got a mix. I have that 36 and whatever. I wanted to put a 24 on it for carving more, and they just can't get them. So that's the kicker with that. So, but good little saws, like I said. I have a ton of them, and really big reason I try to get all I can. I got a pretty good power coming out of that, so I use these more and more. When I was, you know, before they were a little more. The 193s were a little more boggy till I souped them up or whatever. I didn't use them that much. This one actually has a lot more noticeable power right from the factory now with that computer. So whatever they did, it's got a little more juice to it right out of the box, you know. Because I run these head to head. This is my second 194, and when the saw shop brought it over, you know, we're having a little contest, and you know, it had some snot. Because the other one, you know, I kind of advanced the timing on that and did the muffler mod and this one stock was pretty close to that. So, but anyhow, it all helps. All a little here, a little there, a little fuel, a little trick, you know, and then we square filed another little more speed thing. So you start adding a little percentage here, a little, you know, now you're doing something, you know.
Yeah, end up saving an hour a day by making a bunch of little adjustments.
Yeah. So just say, hey, give me an hour. I can cut something out, it's $150. So you see what I mean? Then you do that 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That adds up, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't beat your arm, you know what I mean? The nicer it is, the sharper it is. Because that's the other thing, you start catching yourself tired or you're frustrated, probably got to sharpen your saw. You know, you just don't catch it. You think, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, a couple more cuts, and then when you cut it and you're really sharpening it nice, you're like, oh, well, that was dumb. I should have sharpened it from the get-go. You know? That's like the #1 thing.
Well, let me grab my smaller camera. We'll get some closer look here at Sasquatch here.
All right, sounds good.
Really nice detail though, Bill.
Thanks.
Bill just said he likes anything with a flag. Well, there's a flag right there.
Yeah, then we got the old Pledge of Allegiance on there. Our grandson can say it now. We got him all trained, so he's in business. But #1 selling thing in 2020 and 2021, this flag here, you know. So we usually hustle about 10 or 12 of them a week.
Right.
But, this doesn't have finish on it yet. You can see we got a little rack. We're all working on them. But nice piece of white pine. You know, anything that comes off a sawmill that we can get around 36 inches on.
Yeah.
You know, lead 20 to 24 for the thing and letter it all up. But they really pop with some clear on. I just don't have one with clear.
It looks nice like that right there too.
Yeah. Maybe we'll grab a Second Amendment one or something with the clear. You can really see how the red pops and the blue pops out. But yeah, we make this one, Second Amendment one, and just a plain one. So you know, just a normal, like a wavy kind of a one.
Right.
But, anyhow, a lot of fun. Something, you know, a lot of people are into flags, but a lot of veteran stuff here. Like I said, I got tons of them, and anyhow, it works out good. But that's a big seller for us.
Very cool. You know, I've had people. A lot of people are into the Bigfoot Sasquatch thing, you know, and I've had comments from people. You know, whatever you're into, I'm cool with that. But someone said one time, "Did you ever see any Bigfoot on your property?" Now, do you think that's something I wouldn't bring up? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Just once or twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I meant to tell you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was out snipe hunting and I seen one or two. Like I think it was a husband and a wife. You know. But
yeah, you ever
hey, how about that guy from Austin Lakes? I think you've been down to his property. He is into them heavy, and his grandmother started that, I think, or his mother, back on vinyl records. He played up, you know, down that valley. They played that haunted ooey noise up and down there.
Yeah.
And that whole story started with, oh, somebody heard something, then they seen it in the woods, and then she went with that way back years and years ago.
Oh yeah.
But that's funny.
An eagle with a fish.
Yeah, it's a brown trout actually. Pull it out, the old book, and make sure we get all the brown trout colors good. But, you know, you can kind of make a bear any old way, but you got to make an eagle tough. That's just the way it is. You know, he's kind of got a nice face and good old head on him. It's not wimpy, you know. He looks like he's ready to eat some lunch, huh?
Right.
But probably my favorite thing to make are eagles. You know, I've made a million bears, and I don't mind making bears, but just eagles, I would keep trying to refine that tighter and tighter and get better and better at it, you know. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's just an angle that you don't normally see. Right. You know, everybody's got him a little stiff, where I like that kind of, his head's kind of racked, and he looks like, hey, I just got my lunch and I'm gonna chow down here in a minute, you know. So, yeah, so I'm happy with that. It's a new idea. It was something I was trying to do for like a quicker, speedy kind of a carving. You know, it's not the whole eagle. You don't have the whole thing. I didn't get real crazy with the base. I just, use the gouge on it or whatever. But,
that's nice.
And trying to come up with something different that someone else doesn't have.
This is really nice, Bill.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique piece. So it's a 5-piece carving. So basically from here to here is the main log vertically, okay? The head's at it, the tail feathers at it, and then this wing and this wing's at it. And that gets the grain going in the right direction too. So it's not snappy and so forth. And
how do you connect the wings? Dumb question.
Actually kind of decent size ledger locks, you know. Okay. They don't have the big head on them, but they're ledger lock and Gorilla Glue. So the two of those together. And really this thing's been in here for, I don't know, over a year probably. It just doesn't go anywhere. I keep it to show off. You know, I got a big deal with Yingling. Is it Yingling? Yingling, yeah, Yingling beer, to make one with a soldier's cross underneath, and so I keep that. I keep that big grizzly bear outside, just to have couple big things. If you don't know me from a bag of beans, it kind of builds their confidence and lets you know you can do it, you know, kind of a thing. But I just like anything with American flag on it. I mean, we do stuff with flags constantly. Yeah. It's kind of a nice, just a cool piece. And I made it for a guy that owned a trucking business first, and we didn't have it quite tilted as much. It was more a flat one, you know. And then the next time I'm like, all right, let's just get some tilt in this thing, you know, and that kind of looks really, really cool. But so yeah, it's just something like to keep at our place to makes everybody feel nice. And I have a lot of veterans here. We have tons and tons of veteran people. We seem like we have a veteran type situation going on about every 3 weeks. You know, I do a bunch of fundraising stuff with them, and that's kind of one of my favorite charities. So
very cool.
That's how that happened. And then, but we go from great big to what? Little baby hummingbirds, right? They're kind of cute. Kind of a neat little thing, and girls like them. They're light. They can pick them up. And that's a quarter log. So take about a 24-inch log, divide it in 4 pie pieces. Right. And this is the pointy part of the pie you want to think out, and then don't. Hey, it's hardly any waste. There's like a wee little pile of wood when you're done. You know. And this bears a quarter. And none of these have this. This has a little finish on. It needs a couple more coats. This nothing. This just has 1 coat of finish. This is a half log. And I like any of that half quarter stuff. It keeps its composure really nice. Right. So they're all nice items, you know. So everything you see in here is like a half, a quarter.
Nice fox.
Yeah. He's got some really cool looking eyes. And everybody likes gnomes, so that's what these guys try to come up with any kind of crazy gnome and whatever the log gives me. That's kind of what we make out of it, you know.
Yep. All right, we got her all loaded up, strapped in. I'm gonna take it home to its new home.
New home. Bye, buddy. Nice hanging out with you. Sorry I had to catch you like that, but hey, I caught you fair and square.
Gonna have to come up with a good name for him, but we'll figure that out.
Oh yeah, hey, that could be a good audience thing, you know, come up with a name.
Yeah, that is a good. Let me know in the comments what we should name him. Very nice. So we're going to set him. Show him where we're going to set him.
Right in here.
Yeah, the flagpole will be right there, and he'll be out front.
Oh yeah, he'll be out. Sorry, yeah.
Here, I'll bring his little camera over. So yeah, there you have it. He's going to be right where Melissa was standing. Flagpole will go right about where that box of screws is, and Sasquatch will be right in front of him. I like that sign, and we were talking over at Bill's. We can change that, you know, for the holidays or whatever, Christmas or Happy Halloween, whatever you want to say. All right, so there you have it. Very pleased. Bill did a nice job on him. And do you have a name for him yet, Melissa?
I do.
What?
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, I've always liked the name Brandon.
All right.
So, yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching, for being here. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share these videos. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one. Brandon, wave bye.